Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Monday, the 29th of June. All right, now as we look at the markets, the smart thing to do at the start of the week, right, is have a look at where Friday obviously closed, starting with the US equity markets down 2.84%. Now, it's pretty significant. We've seen a little bit of a flow-on effect there into the Asian equities down, or Asian equities down 1.7. Chinese equities not down as much. The dollar pairs slightly lower. Now, there's been no significant moves, and the other pairs, Euro, Sterling, Aussie, and Kiwi, all higher. Now, this is pretty good structure, but once I give you a look at the charts, you'll see that there's not a hell of a lot going on. In fact, it looks like the markets, actually after last week, which was just a bit to and fro, it looked like the dollar was going to fall, and it came back strong, and it was this, that, and the other. Everyone was getting chopped up. So the market's sort of just waiting to see what happens. Now, there's nothing significant out today, and I'll come back to the news at the end, but it's, we're sort of trying to keep up to speed with what impact various geopolitical events are having. Now, just from the charts here, you've got Aussie just trading sideways through that trend line, as is Kiwi, as is Euro. If anything, Sterling's got pretty good shape. It's broken down through this previous support line. You would expect to see some sort of resistance as it comes back to that. And, dollar CAD, it had its rally as oil fell, and now it's sort of just trading around fair value around 136.60, and dollar yen, once again, just back in the range. So there's not a lot to do here, right, on your charts. If anything, you're just basically rejigging your charts to, sort of today's lows, Friday's lows, and just clean up your charts, right? I'm just going to sort of whip through mine, and I just want to see very clearly where support and resistance is. And that'll set me up for this week. Now, once again, there's not a hell of a lot to do. I know it's a fresh high there on dollar yen, but I'll use that as we come into that European session. And, dollar CAD, there's already resistance above there. If anything, you know what? I'm just going to delete that one. And that gives me a pretty good outlook on where support and resistance is for each of these pairs. Now, short term, you could definitely be drawing a support trend line there. You've got two touches there on dollar yen. So basically, what are we going to do? Well, once again, you've got to come back and piece this all together. If I just come back to the, the data, just keep an eye on some of the data, right? Especially the US numbers. Now, we're looking through the economic calendar, trying to find the high impacting economic numbers that, usually influence the market. The other thing that we've got to do, and this is obviously the challenge we've been experiencing for some time, is trying to decipher the various geopolitical events. Okay, there's a huge influx of fresh news about, the global coronavirus deaths, the number of new infections across the US, Europe, Australasia. It's, to me, I think the authorities are pushing for a wave 2 to be announced and then sort of lock everyone down again. I don't know what that sort of, what the benefit of that is, but it's, to me, there's a lot of control going around at the moment. I think governments don't know what to do with their economies, with all the debt, whether they're just going to brush that aside anyway. But there are a few things. Obviously, Japan's retail sales extends slump. Retail sales in Japan have been a slump for 40 years. So I don't know why that's fresh news, but you know what? When there's no news, they've got to come up with something. Otherwise, they don't have a job themselves. Beijing, now besides the US, I know Australia's having a bit of a crack at them, and there's a few other sources as well. I think this is going to be a bigger story as we go forward. Will it impact the currency markets? I don't know, because there's so much other stuff impacting. But what you really need to do is focus in on, what is the key driver of the market. At the moment, it's geopolitical, and that is problematic because it's very hard to see when these events are coming out. Well, there's no sort of calendar for it. And so you're just sort of watching very closely around what Trump's doing. As you can see here, the dollar index itself just taking a little bit of a slide to the downside. Nothing significant at this point. The dollar yuan just banging away sideways. So right now, what do we do? Well, there's a bit of dollar weakness in the market. You come back to your charts and you think, well, is there anything significant enough to get me into the market at the moment? To me, I can't put my hand on my heart and say buy or sell dollars. So just wait for the momentum. Monday, notoriously, lacking clear momentum. As I said, if anything, sterling going lower here. We've got a resistance line here around 123.90. That's probably your best potential opportunity around that. Now, I don't know whether sterling's going up or down. That's the hard part. But we do have a really good technical setup there on sterling. You'd have to think if it breaks back above 124, we see it up towards 124.60 at least. There's a short-term trading opportunity there, or even getting short at around 123.80. And that's pretty much all I can see at the moment, guys. It's a bit of a wait and see. There is, lots of stuff coming out during the week. Let's just wait and see how this, where momentum comes from next. All right, guys, have a good one. Cheerio.